Right, so this video is going to be short and sweet. I'm going to rotate the camera, take a look for yourselves. This is Ilha Grande, all the way in Brazil. But this video has nothing to do with fly. This video has nothing to do with being in Brazil or Ilha Grande. It's just to explain the background noise. And I'm definitely happy to be here. I'm grateful to be here because, in part, I'm here as a result of the job that's taken me this far in life. But having recently been almost 4 years deep in the corporate world, I've come to realize that at 27 years of age, let's assume I retire at 70, that would mean I have another 43 years to go working in corporate before I can enjoy maybe, if I'm lucky, 5 years more of life. And it doesn't make any sense to me, An additional 5 years of life, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense because you're giving decades away of your prime years, your prime energy when your back doesn't hurt, when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel pain in your knees and things like that. So aside from that, there's also corporate bureaucracy, right? Corporate bureaucracy, it's the sense of having to always kiss up to the next level above you so that you can obtain a bonus or you can obtain a promotion or you can even get days off on holiday, right? Imagine that we live in a society where essentially everything is free, right? That matters to us as human beings, right? We have sunshine, we have water, we have ample supply of food, we have ample human capital to be creative and to explore and to be generous with one another. But in the ecosystem we live in, which is essentially late stage capitalism, we have to sell our souls, and in doing so, we get paid a pittance. Now, I'm in an advantaged position, right? Where within this ecosystem, I can still afford to go on holidays and go on trips and things like that. But I'm still selling the most valuable thing that I have, which is my time. And maybe you can hear based on the passion in my voice, based on the aggression that I'm speaking with here, that it's not something that I want to continue for the next, 43 years until I'm 70, because they keep pushing the retirement age up. And I live in England, or let's just say the UK. I'm not always in England, but I live in the UK. And yeah, I've come to realize that corporate life is not for me. So one of the reasons why I've started this channel is to document my journey as I essentially pursue a career in trading. I looked at multiple avenues. I looked at real estate. I looked at drop shipping. I looked at social media influencing. I looked at long-term investment in the stock market because they say that the S&P 500 returns 8% a year, give or take. I think that's whoop-de-doo nonsense. Maybe on average it does, but if you dollar cost average on a yearly basis, you are not going to average out 8%, especially if we start to look beyond the inflation-adjusted returns of what you're getting, which is actually a decrease in your purchasing power parity. Now, let's not make this a video about economics, but more so just about the beginning of let's say this is the beginning of a new adventure. Let's say this is the beginning of a new pathway, a new way of living for myself. And I don't even want to become a trader so that I can live this opulent lifestyle, buying all sorts of expensive jewelry. I literally want to leave England, okay? I'm grateful for England. I'm grateful for the structure. I'm grateful for the sense that there is a sense of society, give or take, although it's degrading. There is a sense of cohesion within society where you can go to the hospital and expect to have an appointment scheduled, even if it's 1 year from the point where you need it. You can still have that structure, which is missing in some underdeveloped nations. But I still don't see the benefit of staying in England or a large majority of Western nations where late stage capitalism has taken over. We have crony capitalism, where companies essentially lobby politicians to push their agenda. If we take the example of England, we have a few privately owned companies that essentially manage critical infrastructure. For example, the water system. And in that scenario, they've been lobbying politicians in the government to not fix that infrastructure, which we as a society in England depend on for clean drinking water. If you request a sample of the water in your council, whether that be in Greater Manchester, whether that be in London, whichever borough you choose, it can even be an upper class borough. We're talking about Kensington or Mayfair, you know? You will notice fecal matter in your water sample, right? And all sorts of bacterium. Fluoride, it's in the water. There's so much to say, and I really don't want to stretch this video out any longer, aside from I think I've chosen the right pathway, and that's to pursue a life of time freedom through trading. And what that means is engaging in financial markets, buying and selling asset classes of a wide range of various CFDs, so contract for differences. And I'll be sharing the knowledge that I do have currently and the knowledge that I acquire over time. I've joined a training program called OTC, Online Trading Campus, and it's essentially spearheaded by one of the co-founders called Bernd Skropansky. So why did I choose OTC? And again, I'm not here to promote them, but just to share where my journey is beginning officially with consistency and perseverance, because I've attempted trading before, from the age of 18. That's when I first discovered this concept of trading in the capital markets or financial markets. But I chose OTC as the ecosystem with which I will learn how to trade, because Bernd has showcased over the years on multiple platforms, whether that be YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, the credibility of his 10-year plus career in trading, in addition to showcasing his ability to pass the various challenges for prop firms which allow the acquisition of capital that is owned by other entities that you can then use to trade on their behalf and share a profit split. He's done that. He's also traded his own personal capital. He's got validated results of earning over more than $1 million in a year, and it's been third-party verified. The trading industry is very scammy, very tacky. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to tell you to go with OTC or not. I'm just here to share the journeys I pursue this further. So that's where we are. That's where I'm at. And we shall see. We shall definitely see how it goes. I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic. And I'm just out here soaking up the last few days I have in Brazil before I return back to the UK, to England, and start to put my nose to the grindstone, as they say. Thank you if you've made it this far. Peace out.